Italian dinner time. So tonight on the menu, I'm gonna be taking some fresh pasta dough that I made yesterday. I shared this recipe with everyone. This is the one made with the semola flour, so it's almost up to temp. I'm gonna teach you how to roll that. We're gonna do some hand cut like pappardelle noodles, really nice and rustic. I'm also gonna show you how to use the pasta roller. Also, gonna try to kill like a couple of birds here with one stone. I've got a big tray of vegetables that I want to cut in various ways, and I'm gonna do a nice big batch of just roasted vegetables. This is something I want to be able to have with dinner tonight with my pasta, and then also use, for Thursday, Friday, going into the weekend. I can use this for a couple of other recipes and set myself up for success and save some time in the kitchen on the rest of the week. I've got two different types of eggplant, some fennel, cauliflower, some red onion, peppers, zucchini. I have a half a head of Belgian endive and radicchio. I'm gonna do something a little bit different with that. I'll get to that though. I also have some cremini mushrooms. Yeah. And then I'm gonna steam up a side of rapini. So we are going to learn a couple different techniques today outside of the pasta. The pasta will be the feature, and then the idea is to serve a good healthy portion of pasta with a large amount of good healthy Italian style vegetables. All right, that was a lot of chopping, but vegetables are all seasoned, a little olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano, big slivers of garlic, just a great big batch of veggies here. I have a very large hotel or baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Oven is set to 425 on convection roast. Lay out my veggies. Nice and flat for the roast. Now don't forget about that eggplant that we salted earlier too, okay? Just gonna pat that dry, paper towel. Great. Fire in the oven, 425. Set your timer for 20 minutes. Okay, time to roll some pasta. So, got my little pasta roller all set up. These attached to the side of a countertop. They have like a little clamp hook. You can put them on a table, wherever you have room to work. I've already started rolling up some dough here, but I'm gonna take you through the process. So I took the dough ball and I cut it into quarters, into 4 pieces. And then what you do is you take one smaller piece, or 1/4, and just kind of press it out with your hands. You don't want to be working with too much dough when you're putting it through your machine, okay? I'm gonna fold it over a little bit too, just like so. Pinch it, and I'm gonna try to create like a uniform sheet. Now, this has numerous settings. They typically start at 0 and then run through to 7 or sometimes 9. And what that does is, as the number gets higher, the rollers get closer together, and it makes a thinner pasta sheet. So gradually rolling it through, making the pasta thinner and larger. So you always want to start on the widest setting, so that pasta doesn't stick to your roller. Always put a little bit of the flour on your roller, and also just on the outside bit of your dough. Feed that into the roller like so. Now on the first setting, on the wide setting, I'll usually pass it a couple of times, and I might even fold it just to try to get a more consistent width on my sheet. I folded it once there. It's very forgiving. Okay, you can always work backwards and fix it later. And one more time on the wide setting. There we go. Now it's going to get quite long, so I'm actually going to cut this in half. So set one aside here. Get a little bit more flour on that piece. And now I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Turn it up to 3 or 2, sorry. Give it a pass. See, it's gotten a little bit longer. Okay, now let's try 4. A little bit more flour on there. Great. About doubled in size. One more pass, taking this one all the way to 7. Stick there. That's okay, I can fix that. That sheet's fine, so we'll set that over there. That one that got mucked up, that's okay. It's very forgiving. You can just fire that little piece through. Same with this one. Back down to 3. And then pass that through. So this can be time consuming. But it's also quite relaxing, and you know, if you got kids, this is a cool thing to get them involved with. It's gonna make a mess of your kitchen, but I think it's really cool to teach your kids how to do something like this. Last setting. Excellent. So those are all rolled out, ready to go. I'm going to show you how to hand cut them in a second, but for the sake of television, I just wanted to show you what another noodle would look like if we were going to use the, excuse me, the cutters. So there's a fettuccine function and also a like an angel hair function. This slides on here like so, and then there's simply another drive in here for that wheel and this wheel. Okay. So same principle. I'm just going to run through here so you can kind of see what happens. I like the flour. I'm going to do the fettuccine one. Make sure that your pasta sheet is floured as well so that it doesn't stick in there. And then same thing, just feed it into that cutter and out the other side will come our fettuccine. Voila! And then what I would do with this is I would put this on a sheet pan with some parchment paper, lightly dust it so it doesn't stick. And then what I like to do for my fresh pasta, if I'm making some batches in advance, is put them on a sheet pan, put them in the freezer, let them freeze completely, and then the next day take them and put them in individual bags. Then that way, whenever you want pasta, straight out of your freezer, cook right from frozen, perfecto. Okay. The next stage, cutting the pappardelle by hand. Just give yourself a sheet pan with some parchment ready to go. Okay. I'm just going to lightly dust that with some flour. Just a little bit, some more flour. Just that aside. Got a good clean knife here. Now, it's a little bit extra flour on hand. Just going to lightly dust one of these. Closer. Now what you want to do is you can fold it between layers so that it doesn't stick, okay? A little bit of flour in between each layer and fold. And then simply your knife, gently press and cut a wide, thick noodle. There you go. That's a pappardelle. By putting the flour in between each layer when you fold, it won't stick together, and then you can pull them apart and lay them out onto your sheet pan. Okay? And then this is where they will be ready to cook in a pot of boiling hot water. So get a pot on the stove, bring it to a boil, salt it, okay, I want to make sure it's seasoned, and I'm going to cut the rest of these ones up. I'll do one more here just so you can get a really good look at it. Let's pick a thicker piece. Okay. Dust, fold, dust, fold. That's fine on that one, and then just cut. You know, a hand cut noodle is supposed to look rustic, done by hand. It's not going to be perfect, okay? If you want something that's more perfect, run it through the machine, and you're going to get, you know, more of this look, okay? There you have it. Now, so if you're doing a large batch of these and you don't want them to, you know, dry out while you're working, you can always have a damp towel. Just cover your tray, you know, as you're working, and that'll prevent them from drying out before you go ahead and cook them. But like I said, I'm going to finish cutting the rest of these, and then I will show you how to cook them. So just back to this tray of pappardelle here. So I kind of mixed them up a little bit, lightly dust them with more flour, spread them out on a tray, and just kind of made them in little baskets like this. So the excess flour helps them not stick to each other, okay? And it will actually come off in the pasta water when we cook it. So now we're ready to go. Now next step is cooking the pasta. Just checking on that pan of roasted vegetables. They are finished. There goes out for you to see. There we go. One great big healthy tray of roasted Italian style vegetables. We got eggplant, zucchini, peppers, fennel, onion, mushrooms, all kinds of excellent stuff on here. So my oven's actually off. I'm going to just just leave these in there to conserve some space and retain a little bit of heat. I've also got on my grill, move it over to the stovetop. I've got a pot of water on there. It's almost to a boil, heavily salted. Aside for now, I also put a cast iron grill plate on, getting that nice and hot. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to actually grill a little bit of the radicchio and that Belgian endive. I didn't throw that in with the roasted vegetables. I really like to put a char on some of these bitter lettuces. It's a real nice kind of touch, and then finish them with balsamic after. So once that pan is nice and hot, I'm going to take a piece of radicchio. I basically have it cut into like a quarter of a head, season it with salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil. Get the pan dry. I want to make sure it's good and hot, so I want to be able to get a good sear. It's almost there, okay? Water's almost up. Next thing we're going to do is cook the pasta, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now I'm going to add in our lettuce. Crank that heat right up. Same with the Belgian endive, one side down. Those have been on there for about a minute, get a good smoke going on. So take a look at that. I'm just going to flip the radicchio on the other side. Leave them on there for maybe about another minute. I'm starting to grow a little bit impatient with my water because it wasn't coming to a boil quickly enough, so I added a lid. Should be ready in another minute or so. Just going to take these lettuces off. Beautiful. Okay, it's time to cook the pappardelle. Water's up. There we go. Water's at a rolling boil. Just turn it down just slightly. It doesn't have to be crazy killer hot. Okay. Then just drop in your pasta. Now remember, fresh pasta will only take about 2 minutes to cook. Give it a little gentle stir. We've got a colander ready in the sink to drain that into, okay? Perfect. While that's going, I'm gonna get this other burner going here. Non-stick pan, because I also have some rapini. You didn't think I had enough vegetables on the go tonight? Well, guess again. So I have all this. It's a whole head of Italian rapini. It's also called broccoli rabe. It's very bitter. It's not like your traditional broccoli, okay? I like to do a combination of frying and steaming with this. So this particular vegetable really likes olive oil, lemon juice, and salt. Can't go wrong. So I'm gonna preheat that pan. A little bit of olive oil in there. Got a couple of lemons that I just cut up in the background. Squeezing some juice. And some pre-minced garlic, okay? Take a look at our pasta here. How do I know when it's done? Well, taste it, okay? Grab a piece of the noodle and give it a go. That's how you're gonna know. It's good. Almost there, I'd say about 30 seconds, okay? So now, my pan with the olive oil. add in some rapini. Garlic in the pan. I didn't put the garlic in the pan first because I don't want it to burn. This will, I know it looks like a lot of rapini, but in about another minute there's not going to be as much there. Season out some salt as well. Pasta's ready to go. Taking this off of my sink. I'm going to keep my pasta real simple tonight. So I'm going to put that pappardelle right back in that same pot, still hot, not making any more dishes. It's okay, you can sit there for 1 minute while I deal with this. A little stir on the rapini. You see it's starting to get nice and green. Really smell the garlic now. Fantastic. I'll use some more of that arugula pesto tonight. A couple spoonfuls into my pappardelle. What's left? This is a pretty good one. I picked this up at Farm Boy. It's already done. I was feeling a little lazy. Okay. Stir that into the pasta. I don't need to add any extra salt. I probably oversalted my water slightly, and it was really coming through in the pasta, so it has a good level of salt. All the residual heat from this pan is coating the pasta nicely. See how much our rapini is broken down. Beautiful smell of garlic. Squeeze a half a baby lemon in there. Perfect, ready to serve. First up, just gonna bowl up that rapini. Serve that up family style. Complement that with some of that grilled radicchio. Grabbing the pasta. Just give it a last little stir. Made some real long noodles here. Nice little piles on the plate. I love the way this pasta looks. It goes really well with braised lamb and tomato sauce. Now I've got the roasted vegetables. Put these on the side. Lots of veggies.